One of the things is being able to mark out your chart. And if you want to learn how to mark out your chart, you want to be able to spot out your areas of interest, your area of values. I am here right here and I'm going to bring you guys amazing video on how to mark out your chart correctly and not to miss anything out, right? So, but today's video, we're going to begin our chart analysis and we're just going to go straight right into it. Hello, Forex traders. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Learn Forex with Davidson. It's amazing to be out here again with all of you. It's a good Sunday evening and I'm right in my chilled room. Today, we're going to begin our chart analysis. You all know how it goes. Every Sunday, we bring our chart analysis, we look at the analysis, try to analyze the market, to prepare us for the market so that we can know what decision is best to take when we are looking at each of the trading instruments, currency pairs. I'm just going to go straight to my chart now. I'm going to share my screen with you all in a few minutes. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to analyze some pairs. I'm going to be looking at Gbpusd. I'm going to be looking at, Bitcoin. I'm going to be looking at gold and other instruments. You can name it. So good so far. Last week, most of the analysis we made played out so well, and this is what you get to enjoy when you are trading with me, Davidson. I am the lord of the forex market. That's why they call me the forex lord, right? These are the things you get to benefit when you trade with me, and not only that, you also get to join my Telegram community where I trained a lot of traders. You want to be part of the community. I mean, last week I have someone in the community who made $3,000. This is a new newbie. Someone who just started trading. So by just copying my signals, just copying my own trade, he was able to make that much money, right? So these are things that are going on, and I want every one of you to be part of the community. So if you are seeing my face for the first time or you're coming across my video for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Davidson, but people call me the Forex Lord. So what I do on this channel is I come here every weekend to give you weekly chart analysis. I analyze the market to show you what decision is best to take for the week, right? And subsequently, on the weekdays, I bring educative content on market concept, trading strategies. We want to know what strategy is best for you. So that I do that in this video. So you want to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to this point, I would like you to, smash that subscribe button, like this video, turn on the bell notification so that whenever I bring amazing content, you will be the first person to get notified, and you'll be the first person to benefit from it. And that being said, let's go right into the chart. First pair on my chart now, first instrument we're going to be looking at is the BTC USD, and so far so good. BTC USD made us a lot of money in the past week. I mean, we made so much money. We're trading all of these bounces, all of these breakout, and you all know how I trade. I trade from zone to zone. I do not just jump into the market, so I calculate. If I get out of this zone, I'm going to this other zone, and if I get out of this zone, I'm going to this zone. So I trade my market zone to zone, and what helps me do that is me being able to mark out my key levels, knowing what level the market is going to go back into before there will be any drastic movement or there will be any important movement, whether there's news that day or without news. So one of the things is being able to mark out your chart. And if you want to learn how to mark out your chart, you want to be able to spot out your areas of interest, your area of values. I am here right here and I'm going to bring you guys amazing video on how to mark out your chart correctly and not to miss anything out, right? So, but today's video, we're going to begin our chart analysis and we're just going to go straight right into it. So, first instrument on my chart now is the BTC USD, and you can see so far BTC USD has been moving from zone to zone and we'll be able to catch some few moves. And right now, this is my outlook on BTC USD. I'm expecting BTC USD to come back into this level. You can see I'm expecting BTC to come back into this level to give me that trust, trust that we are heading back to the upside, right? And if BTC comes back, so this one I'm just expecting. Let me do this again. This is BTC right here. I'm expecting BTC to come back to this support level, come back, sweep take out this, I'm going to call this like liquidity, I don't know that shit there. I'm going to wait for BTC to, come back into the support level, and I wait for a confirmation. Once I get a candlestick confirmation of this support level, then I know that we are heading back upward. And so if this happen, my trade if this happen, my entry just gonna be right here, and my stop loss just gonna be a bit below this line we have. We have this week, this rejection right here. So my stop loss just gonna be a bit below it, and I'm just gonna ride this to the upside, right to this recent high. This is gonna give me about four. This is gonna give me about what one ratio 4. So that's a good trade. So this is what I'm looking out for on BTC USD. Another scenario that might happen on BTC USD, is price doing something like this. We don't expect it, but we must, as the way we prepare for bullish scenarios, you must also prepare for bearish scenarios, right? So what if it doesn't buy and it sells? So you have to prepare yourself for both conditions. So let's say market comes here, breakthrough here. Maybe I do a little bit of retest, maybe consolidation around here before, falls back to this zone. Don't forget we have a major zone right here. So what if the market does something like this, a break, a retest, and fall back to this zone? You want to prepare for both bearish scenarios and bullish scenarios. So if something like this happens, this is what we're gonna do. Our stop loss is just gonna be right here, and we're going to get into the market just around this level. Once we get that break, a retest, and break to the downside, we're going to just enter the market at this level just here. So that's a good trade. 1:3 risk to reward ratio. Ratio 1:3. So that's what we're going to look at. That's my lookout on BTC for this week. And I believe your chart is looking like this. And I want you all, mark out your chart, look at the key levels. If you don't know how to mark out your chart, from watching my videos, from looking at what I'm doing now, you should be able to, mark out your chart, right? So how do I know that BTC is going to, do this, is going to perform all this action? Now, remember, I told you guys that I'm using the analysis called the top-down analysis. So the top-down analysis allow me to, see the market from the bigger eyes, see what the big boys on the Wall Street are doing. Then I apply it to my chart, right? You want to buy from every key level, see? You want to catch every key level, is going to catch the movement. So right now, I'm expecting BTC to, fall back into the support level before kicking back to the upside. And that's what I'm expecting. I'm more of bullish on BTC. I'm more of bullish on BTC, and I'm bullish on BTC this week than I'm bearish. So let's look at the next instrument. We're going to look at gold, XAUUSD. It has been doing pretty well, All right, so this, I'm also expecting same thing. You can see that BTC XAUUSD 4 hours time frame. There have been so many bullish momentums happening, and go down to the 1 hour, which is my entry time frame for gold. I mean, gold is the only instrument where I execute at 1 hour, and other instrument I execute at minimum 30 minutes. I execute at 1 hour too, but 30 minutes is like what I execute at most of the time for other instruments. But when it comes to gold, gold is highly volatile. It moves in a split, in a blink of an eye. So my trade entry time frame on gold is always at 1 hour time frame, right? So on the 1 hour time frame right now, you can see what's happening on my screen. I'm expecting gold to break up to the upside, right? So I'm expecting gold to continue doing something like this, come back to this trend line, break off this resistance, and boom, move to the upside, right? Same thing, as I'm expecting a bullish scenario, I'm also expecting a bearish scenario, right? You have to prepare for both, right? So I'm also expecting, if gold does not do something like that, let's say it breaks here, do something like this, come back here, then once it gets back into the support level, there's going to be another bounce back to this resistance level. So this is what I'm expecting on gold. This is what I'm looking out for, and I'm so sure that this is going to happen. So this is my bullish scenario and my bearish scenarios on USD on gold for this week. So hope you're active, guys. If you haven't subscribed at this point, I would like you to hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification so you always be the first person to get notified whenever I bring amazing educative content, on chart analysis, currency pair, when we talk about market structure, you'll be the first person to get notified whenever I bring you this educative content, right? So, and if you are here to join the community, click the link in this video. You'll see the link to the Telegram community, and you can join the community as well. So, looking at our next pair, we are looking at Gbpjpy. Gbpjpy has been so great. Has been so great. Wow! So you can see my screen already. You can see my screen how I'm scattered in profit. All right, guys. So this was Gbpjpy for last week, and this was how good Gbpjpy was acting. I mean, so this trade is not closed yet. Same. This last trade is not closed yet. I'm expecting it at this trend line, at this line right here. I'm expecting to close at this line. So hopefully I close next week. It hit my TP and I close next week. However, I already moved my stop loss to break even, to break about this area here. So I'm safe. So one thing, so for GPJPY, I'll be waiting for, since I have a running trade here already, I wouldn't want to do something much. But okay, for those of you who are not on the trade, let me take this out and let's look at the market. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On 4-hour time frame, I'm expecting the market. You can see we have a lot of activities happening here. So if I get this and I draw something around here, something like this, just give me a sec. So if we draw something like this, trying to pick, all these movements, trying to pick all these reactions, the support levels, the test levels. So if something this level, okay, we've marked out the key level right there. So getting down to 1-hour time frame, if the markets come here and breaks above, then we are trading back upward. We are definitely trending back upward. If the market comes here, break above here, give a bit of retest around here because this is a key level already, makes a lot of retest, and then it's sure that we are coming back to the resistance level. So that's what I'm looking out for on GBPJPY. And up to the next pair, we are looking at GBPUSD. So GBPUSD right now has already bounced off our support level. This was the one of the trade I missed last week because I was waiting for GBPUSD right here. I was waiting to sell. Yeah, I was waiting for a sell. So I was like, okay, if the market reverse here, gets here, I actually missed this buy. I missed this buy right here. So I was waiting for the market to, get here and I sell, right? But when market got here, I saw that there was no confirmation to sell. That is why now, let me explain something to you guys, right? Now, I trade zone to zones, right? Let me explain. Logically, I want, if market comes from this zone and gets to this zone, right? And the market is in a bearish trend, I want to what? Sell. Or let me not even go that route. Let's say we are in a ranging market, or let's say we are in a trading market, right? And we have a resistance level and we have a support level, right? So you want to say once market gets here, you want to buy. Once market gets here, you want to sell. Once market gets here, you want to buy. Once market gets here, you want to sell. You don't just buy and sell, right? You have to wait for confirmation if he's going to buy or if he's going to sell before you get into the market, right? So you do not just jump in. You don't just jump in. You have to wait for a confirmation before you can get into the market. Now let me go to the 2-hour time frame and show you what I have been doing on GBPUSD so far. Right, I've been trading GBPUSD right from these levels, right from this zone, right from this zone up here. I've been trading it down. Now, when I traded, I sold here, and when I caught here, I wanted to buy, but I saw the confirmation. I saw the bearish breakout, and you know what? I still held the buy there, the sell. I entered at this level. I held it down to this level before I exited the market. Right? Same thing, when I saw that there was another confirmation to buy, I bought and I waited. When I got, I took out my profit. And when I got here, I saw another confirmation to sell and I sold. When I got here, I knew that this was a break, a retest, and a drop. I know. So this is trading zones trading zone to zone. But before you can enter each of these markets, you first of all have to wait for a confirmation if you should enter or not. So once the market gets to your expected level, your expected area of interest, you do not just get into the market. You first of all have to wait for confirmation that, oh, this is solid, that okay, we are actually going to go on this direction, right? So that way also helps you mitigate losses, right? So your risk management helps you mitigate losses, your stop losses helps you mitigate losses, and also your patience helps you mitigate losses as well. So the ability for you to wait for a confirmation also helps you mitigate losses. So what am I looking for on GBPUSD this week? What I'm looking out for on GBPUSD because this on a 4 hour time frame already looks like the market was going to pump to the upside, and then we caught this spike, that you call this, this heavy spike that, came into this level, brush up to the upside. So next week, this week rather, I'm going to be, very sensitive. I'm going to be very sensitive. So I'm waiting for the market, to, since it has already moved away from this level, I'm just going to wait for the market to, get into this level, and I wait and observed where would the market go. Would it fall back, or would it, break, retest, and continue to the upside? So this is what I'm going to wait for on GPUSD. So my bullish scenario on GBPUSD is GBPUSD, coming from this level to this level and breaking and enter to this level. And my bearish scenario on GBPUSD is, GBPUSD getting to this level and falling back to the support level. So this is my bearish scenario and my bullish scenario on GBPUSD. So that being said, on to another pair. I watch over a few pairs. Euro USD, which is one of the amazing pairs right there, right? So okay, this one I already anticipated of what I'm going to look out for. I'm looking out for a buy on Euro USD, but that has not happened, right? Because the market is going to open next. It's going to open this week. So I'm waiting for this to happen. So on a 4 hour time frame, you already look at this. This is what I'm having. There's a lot of, oh, it's terrible. The chart is terrible. However, you have to find your way around something, right? So right now, I'm expecting the market to break and come back to this resistance level before we can even consider if it's going to break to the upside or if Euro USD is going to fall back, right? Because looking at it from this level, we see that we are actually going upward. We are trending upward, right? So on the 1 hour time frame, remember I told you pairs like this, I get into them at the 30 minutes time frame. So on the 30 minutes time frame, I'll be waiting for when the market open. This is where I'm going to enter into the market. I have my confirmation already. I will just wait for the market to open, and I get into once the market gets into this level, I get into the market and I trade up to this level. And by the time we get here, so I'll trade from this zone to this zone. And by the time we get here, I have to wait for confirmation if we are going to, continue to the upside, or if we are going to fall back to the downside. Then I know how to take my next move, right? So that's what I'm looking out for on Euro USD. Moving on to the next pair, we are looking at USD CAD. USD CAD has been so sweet. USD CAD has been so sweet and amazing, right? So USD CAD, this is what I'm expecting. This is what I'm expecting. USD CAD already, you see that break and retest. This is what I'm looking for. You see this heavy break, retest, and oops, right? So this is what I'm looking for right there. So right now, I'm waiting for USD CAD to fall back to this level because looking at, it's bending, right? It's bending. So either if USD CAD comes back to this level, I'm going to block it to the upside again because, it's massive. It's buying at the moment. Or what other thing I'm looking out for on USD CAD is if USD CAD trades to this G zone, I'll wait to see a confirmation if it's going to fall back or if it's going to break back to the upside. So that's my bearish scenario and my bullish scenario on CAD. But if on USD CAD, if you didn't get that, this is what I'm looking for. I'm waiting for the market to come back here and I buy. That's my bullish scenario. And my bearish scenario is I'm waiting for the market to get to this zone and I sell. So that's my my bullish scenario and my bearish scenario on USD card. So moving to the next pair, AUD USD. Have I traded? I'm not sure I've traded AUD USD last week at all. I haven't. Have I? I have to check my journal to be sure if I did. Right. So this is a broken a trend line that held 4 hour time frame was broken, retested. Oops, that sweep of the and now Euro USD. Sorry, AUD USD is at this level right now, and what is it going to do? I mean, we have all of these zones to catch, right? So if it's breaking to the upside on the 1 hour time frame, I'll just be holding on to see what will happen if AUD USD is going to break to the upside, or if it's going to maybe come back down here before we come back to the upside. But that I'm going to wait patiently to see what is going to happen before I take any decision, right? So bearish scenario, I'm looking for Euro USD, AUD USD rather, come back to this level and buy, or bullish scenario, USD, just taking out these highs right here and do something like this, and we are back up to the upside. So this is what I'm looking for on Euro USD. If that happens, then we are good to go. Looking at USD JPY made me some money too. How you can already see you already see that little guy right there. So it made me some money already, right? So looking at this chart, what are we looking at for? Now on a 4 hour time frame, this is 2 hours. 2 hours, you can see I drew out a minor key level because I saw market reverse into this level, came back here, reversed into this level, and there was some touches around this level, man. So this was a good area of interest. So if I'm going to buy at this, if I'm going to buy this market, this is what I'm looking out for. Let me show it to you. If I'm going to buy this market this week, this is what I'm looking out for. I'm looking out for USD breaking up to this level. Then if I see a confirmation at this level, if I see something like this happen, then I know I'm buying up to this level. So this is my bullish scenario on USD My bearish scenario is, price, coming back, once I get a confirmation around here, I'll just buy it back to this level. And maybe when we get to this level, we can now consider going back to the upside, or we continue back to the downside. So that's my bullish scenario and my bearish scenario on USD And I think that's basically the few pairs I'm going to be looking at. I mean, I have Euro JPY, I have GBP card. Let me see what I have on Euro JPY. I think I lost a trade on Euro JPY. I can't remember if it's this pair. Okay, it's not this pair. I actually caught a win trade here. Yeah, I also took this trade around here. You see, the same key levels, the same minor area of interest I drew on the previous instrument. I have the same here. I was watching this and I said to myself, yo, look, this was a very good breakout, I mean, this trend line has been holding for this long, and we had this break and retest right here. And I said, you know what? If something amazing is happening here, see if I draw this minor trend line, minor support, minor level up to this point, you see that market broke through. I saw when market came here and I said, you know what? If market breaks below here, then we are trading back to this level. So that was why I put this level right here, and I went to my 30 minutes time frame and I waited. And I said, if the market, if you break down to the upside, if you break there, so after we caught something like this, this was where I entered this market. I think my stop loss was right here. My stop loss was just around this. This was what I did. My stop loss a little bit above that guy, and I held the trade. I don't do much. 1:3. I did only 1:3 because I wasn't so sure that market was going to come to this level because of how because of the news that were happening on these days. So I wasn't so sure. So I only, instead of me holding to this level, I only get in for a 1:3, and it was a good trade. It was a good trade for me and the community. So all my trades, all my setup, I share this with the community. So if you want to be part of the community, the link is in the description of this video. You can just use the link and you will join the community. We would love to have you around. We love to have you around the community. So That is that for today's chart analysis, and I believe you learned something, and I believe you were able to to gain something you can add to your trading, your trading strategy, trading from zone to zone. So if you do not know how to trade from zone to zone, or you want to learn how to trade from zone to zone, I'm going to bring out a complete video on how to to analyze the market, how to mark out your key levels, and how to get into the market, how to execute and how to exit. Executing is one thing, exiting is one thing. How to know when to enter and how to know when to exit, right? So those things are important. I mean, from what I just shared with you guys now, I also stand to be corrected. If you have a better view, if you have a better analysis and you want me to see, I mean, I'm open. You can share it on the comment. You can share in the community. Community is open. You can send in your messages. You can send in, and I'll be there to, to view, to look at it with you, and we come to an agreement. Oh, you are actually right. This was going to happen. This was going to happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last minute of this video, and I'm going to say goodbye from here. So, bye. See you next time.